Please stand for the bride. Please rise. Tiffany, please take your place before me on the right. Good evening, everyone, gathered here on this beautiful day in this wonderful venue. Please have your seats now. We are gathered here in the presence of these witnesses for the purpose of uniting in matrimony Tiffany Eileen Hogan and Shannon Thomas Peter. My name is Doug Robinson, and I will be serving as the officiant for today's ceremony. Let us be grateful that God has blessed us all in so many ways, and He led us here to be here to witness this union between Tiffany and Shannon. All of the family members and friends who are here, we thank you. And on behalf of the bride and groom, we ask that you open your hearts and embrace the spirit of togetherness that permeates throughout this venue. I would also ask everyone here to reflect on the fact that all of the events in the history of mankind had to happen and unfold exactly the way they have for each of us to be here to share this very special day. Now, I understand we have some Harvard men with us, so it's going to take them a minute or two to wrap their brains around that comment. We had a wonderful, wonderful dinner last night, and I came to realize that we have people here today that literally traveled from around the world to be here, from India, from London, and from that other foreign country, New York. Now, I have some very, very special words explicitly for the bride and groom, but since you're here, I'll share them with you too. Now, Shannon, you must stand beside Tiffany, and Tiffany, you must stand beside Shannon, no matter what goes wrong. Separately, you may be weak, but together, you'll be strong. True love never runs smoothly, or at least that's what they say. But true love is worth all the pain, the heartaches, and tears that you may share. Now, when the world outside your arms are tearing you apart, Tiffany, press your lips to Shannon's and hold him with your heart. True love never runs smoothly, but true love is worth all the pain, the heartaches and tears that you have to face. And I believe that the two of you have found true love. Now, Tiffany, Shannon knew before you that he was your prince and that you were destined to be his princess. Oh, you may recall that rainy day in New York when he planned every detail leading to his proposal of marriage. Shannon had a vision, and he knew he had to make you part of his dream. And there you were, being that headstrong alpha female who complained about everything that he put you through that day, the places he took you, and how he made sure you stuck to the script. And then at the end of that day, he proposed. Now, I have to give you credit, because at that moment, when your heart was full of joy and your eyes were full of tears, you had an epiphany. You decided at that moment that you needed to be a more patient and understanding woman, and to be not only a friend, but a partner to this wonderful man who proved to you that he loves you dearly and opened your eyes to a future that will be blessed and very bright. Now, Tiffany, I first met you when you were an undergraduate student at California State University, Long Beach. You served as a tutor for my son in mathematics, put him to the top of his class. I recall the day, Shannon, that she brought you to my office. She wanted me to meet you. And you came in, she was smiling from ear to ear, and you looked like a tragic figure from one of Shakespeare's tragedies. But within 2 minutes, I knew that you were the man for Tiffany. We left the office and we strolled through the campus, having a conversation. You just fixed your eyes on hers, and your heart was just reaching out to her. It was a very beautiful and special day in my life, and I hope it was for you as well. At this time, I would like to call up nephews of the bride and groom, Michael, Austin, and Philip, to share with us some inspired words from the Holy Bible for guidance to the bride and groom. Now, you're going to have to come to the front mic, and we're going to ask Michael to begin.
I am reading from the book of 1 John 4:16-19. And so we know and rely on the love of God has for us. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God, and God in him. In this way, love is made complete among us, so that we will have confidence on the day of judgment. Because in this world we are like him, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. We love because he first loved us.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, sir.
I'm reading from the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, 4-8. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails.
Thank you, Austin.
Psalm 128. Blessed are all who love the Lord, who walk in obedience to him. You will eat the fruit of your labor. Blessings and prosperity will be yours. Your wife will be like the fruitful vine within your house. Your children will be like olive trees around your table. Yes, this will be the blessing for the man who loves the Lord. May the Lord bless you from Zion. May you see the prosperity of Jerusalem all the days of your life. May you live to see your children's children. Peace be upon you.
Okay, you may return to your seats. Thank you, gentlemen. Beautifully done. Now, Tiffany and Shannon, the contract of marriage is most solemn and is not to be entered into lightly, but thoughtfully and seriously, and with a deep realization of its obligations and responsibilities. At this moment, Tiffany and Shannon will make their personal vows to each other. Tiffany?
My dear Shannon Shine, you have brightened up my very existence more than I can ever express. However, I will do my best to convey my love and appreciation for you at this moment and every day we spend together for the rest of our lives. Many years ago, I wrote in my journal qualities of my ideal man, and I would pray for that one man to come into my life. The title of that journal entry was, "When deciding on a man, make sure. Make sure he believes in the Lord. Must have a good relationship with his mother and his family. That he's ambitious, kind, caring, giving, loving, romantic, and most importantly, a great kisser." As you can see, you possess all the qualities that I have prayed for, and you are living proof that God answers prayers. Not necessarily when you want Him to.
It's okay.
But God knows the right timing. I remember when I first met you. It was in the summer of 2006 at Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. I was the housing coordinator. Our first encounter was over the phone, and how you referred to me as Mrs. Hogan, and how you would say please and thank you. And I was thinking, wow, this is a very nice and respectful young man. He was definitely raised right. And when I met you in person, I knew there was something special about you. But it was not the best timing for either of us. It took you moving to California in 2010 for residency for our love to blossom. The distance was difficult at times, but you were worth all those Southwest flights. I want to thank you for accepting me for who I am. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you for your ridiculous amount of patience. Sorry. Because Lord only knows that it takes an exceptional man to deal with a Tiffany freak-out moment.
Amen.
I love your kindness. I love your generosity. I love your honesty. I love your integrity. I love the way you find the silver lining in every situation. I love how you find the good in every person that you encounter. And most of all, I love that in you, I found my perfect match.
Okay.
Thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you for always lifting me up when I was down. Thank you for soothing my sorrows with your hugs, kisses, and sweet words of encouragement. Thank you for being by my side.
It's okay.
During the death of my hero, my beloved grandfather, and 1 month later, my grandmother. I promise to always trust and respect you. I promise to care for you through sickness and health. I promise to support you and listen to you. I promise to always love you through good times and bad times for the rest of my life. I love you, Shannon Thomas Peter, and I'm ready to share this life and eternity by your side.
Beautiful prayer.
Tiffany, how can I begin to tell you the ways in which I love you? You found me 7 years ago, a boy, a medical school freshman, with not a clue in the world about life or love. Yet you perceived in me the possibility of a man, a real man, a man that you could see yourself falling in love with. You watched me through the transition, and you helped at times when I could not go it alone. And I watched you too, from afar, not because I thought I had a chance, but because it was impossible to look away from your sublime beauty of being and of character. When it dawned on us that we were, in fact, both watching each other, I made the big step from the East Coast out to the Great West. From here, it was easier, and we began dating in earnest, albeit long distance. We began enjoying each other's company on a weekly basis, and finally to meeting and getting to know and love each other's families. I knew from our very first date, which spanned that whole June weekend, that this was something special, something that I'd never experienced before, something that I wanted to experience the rest of my life. Days became weeks, weeks became months, months became the best 3 years of my life. Tiffany, you understand my career, what I've chosen for my life's work. In our work, knowledge and intuition only go so far, but a doctor's confidence is what really matters at the crucial moments. Tiffany, you have stood by my side and bolstered my own confidence in what I do, and you yourself are a woman of action. Knowing you and being with you has in fact made me a much better doctor and a much better human being. You are sweet, forgiving, interesting, kind, intelligent, and beautiful in a way, a combination that I'd never dreamed of before having met you. To be with you for me is to be fully happy, is to have wishes for nothing more in life. For that reason, and with these vows, I promise my life to you. Tiffany, I promise to be faithful to you in word and deed. I promise to incorporate you into my every decision and to always strive to do right by you. Tiffany, I promise you to be a pillar of dependability so that when doubts arise from the world or even within yourself that keep you from achieving your true potential, we eradicate those and you go the full way. Tiffany, I promise that I'll always have open ears for anything that you have on your mind. And I promise that even as our disagreements arise, I will always come to the table with nothing but love that we started out with. Tiff, I promise to be a full-fledged member, a loving member of the Hogan family, just as you have become of the Peter family, and knowing the deep importance that family holds in both of our lives. Tiff, I promise, God willing, that one day, hopefully soon, I'll be the best father that I could be to our future children. Tiffany, finally, I promise to you that I love you from the depths of my soul, and I will always continue to love you.
Tiffany and Shannon, please take your places before me. Yeah, that's right. Having both made your promise to each, promise as such, here under God, in this beautiful place, illustrative of His glory, I ask you now, Tiffany Eileen Hogan, do you take Shannon Thomas Peter to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Shannon Thomas Peter, do you take Tiffany Eileen Hogan to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Do you promise to love and comfort one another, to honor and keep one another in sickness and in health, in prosperity and adversity, and forsaking all others, be faithful to each other as long as you both shall live?
We do.
At this time, I'm going to invite the groom's aunt, Jose, and uncle,
Aunt Jose, Aunt Sarah and Uncle Jose.
I'm sorry,
No problem.
Aunt Sarah Jose, and Uncle Abram will now perform a modified version of the Tali ceremony, a wedding tradition among
The Kana.
the Kana Christians of Kerala, India. Please come forward.
tali as a small gold pendant. Small gold pendant shaped like banana leaf and is our symbol for eternal love. Carved within it a cross, which serves as a reminder that the couple is being joined together in holy matrimony in the presence of God. The bridegroom gives the tali to the bride, which pledges to her his eternal faithfulness, love, respect, and support. By wearing the tali, the bride pledges the same in return.
Shashan is the Thali. Generations of Arakkal and Kannur women have worn on their wedding day. Please tie this on to Tiffany's neck to warmly welcome her into our family as you enter hers.
Thank you. Now, with Tiffany wearing her tali, the couple will exchange rings. Tiffany, please place the ring on Shannon's finger, on Shannon's ring finger. Repeat after me.
Okay.
Tiffany Eileen Hogan, with this ring, I thee wed.
Tiffany,
Tiffany Eileen Hogan, with this ring I thee wed.
That's correct. Shannon. Get your ring, Shannon.
GP.
Please place the ring on Tiffany's ring finger. Repeat after me. Shannon Thomas Peter, with this ring, I thee wed.
Shannon Thomas Peter, with this ring, I thee wed.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me as Deputy Commissioner of Civil Marriages, I now pronounce you married under the laws of the state of California. Shannon, you may now kiss the bride. For Mississippi. May we have the recessional music, please? Let the recessional begin. I introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Shannon and Tiffany Peter.